Lesson 17, Exponent Rules, Part 2. Example 1. What are the steps to simplify each expression? 3 plus -7 to the first power. Remember, anything to the power of 1 is the same exact number. So, -7 to the first power is equal to -7. So when we rewrite this, we should get 3 plus -7. The signs are different, so we have to subtract. Remember, when you subtract, you keep the sign of the larger number. So 7 minus 3 is 4, and our answer should be -4. Example 2. What are the steps to simplify the expression 5 minus -2 to the 0 power? Remember, anything to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So -2 to the 0 power is equal to 1. So when we rewrite this, it should be 5 minus 1. Remember to keep your subtract sign. So when we subtract 5 minus 1, of course, it's 4. What is a negative exponent? Any number except 0 with a negative exponent equals its reciprocal, or flipping it, as we say, and the opposite exponent. For example, 3/5 to the -4 power is equal to 3/5 flipped, or reciprocal of 3/5, which is 5 over 3, and now the exponent turns to a positive, so it's to the 4th power. Example 1. What are the steps to simplify a negative exponent? 5 to the -3rd. So first we have to remember, how do we write 5 as a fraction? It's a whole number, so we just put 5 over 1. So when we rewrite this as a positive exponent, we have to flip 5 over 1, which would make it 1 over 5. And then we'd have to change it to a positive exponent, so the -3 becomes a positive 3. So we're going to expand 1/5 to the 3rd power, which means 1/5 times 1/5 times 1/5. And to simplify the answer, we multiply the top numbers, 1 times 1 times 1, which is 1, and then 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25, 25 times 5 is 125. So we should get 1 over 125. Example 2. What are the steps to simplify the negative exponent? 4 to the -2. So again, how do we make 4 a fraction? It's a whole number, so we just put 4 over 1. When we rewrite it as a positive exponent, remember to flip the 1 and the 4, and it makes it 1/4, and change the exponent to a positive. So now it's a 2 instead of a -2. When we rewrite that in expanded form, it's going to be 1/4 times 1/4, because the exponent again tells us how many times to repeat what's in the parentheses. And then to simplify that, we multiply the top, 1 times 1, which is 1, and 4 times 4, which is 16, which should get us 1 over 16. Exponent rules, sentence frames. The rule of 1 says any non-zero number raised to the power of blank is equal to the same blank. In the first blank should be a number, and in the second blank should be a word that would best fit that description. And then for the last part, for example, blank equals blank. So you're going to give me an example and then simplify it. Remember, the exponent has to be a 1. The zero rule says that any non-zero number raised to the power of blank is equal to blank. So in those two blanks should be numbers, right? First one was the power raised to, and then what is it always going to be equal to? For example, blank equals blank. You're going to make up a problem and then give me what the answer is. A negative exponent says any non-zero number raised to a negative power equals its blank raised to the blank positive power. Right? So in the first blank should be a word that we went over earlier, and in the second blank should be another word. For example, blank equals blank equals blank. You're going to make up an example, then simplify it, and then give me the answer.